Hello and welcome to podcast 343 of 5 Star Potential, your weekly Football Manager podcast. I'm Duke, and on this week's pod, I'm joined by Joe, aka Friday Night FM, Paul, aka Mad FM, and Dave, aka Mother Teresa. How you doing, everyone? We good?
Very well, thank you. Yeah.
Good.
She did.
She's long gone. Right, let's just jump straight in it. Winners and losers. Dave, who's your winner?
Probably Wolves. We won again this week, which is always nice. And yeah, the big one next weekend, we've got the quarter final of the FA Cup against Coventry. But yeah, Wolves getting a win, always nice. But I suppose on the flip side of that, Neto's injured, Cunha's injured, Hwang's injured, so it may not last much longer. So I've got to cling on to all the victories whilst I can.
Nice, short and sweet. Joe, who's your winner of the week?
Rob Cross, Belgian Darts Open champion.
He's calling it early.
Spoilers. I mean, he's doing all right. To be fair, let them might do all right. Yeah. Okay, awesome. I like that. Mad. I forgot what your name was. What about you?
Have we met?
I met your missus.
We're recording this a bit later in the week because Dave has a very short memory. I would have said Newcastle having smashed Wolves last week.
Last week, mate.
He's clearly forgotten all about that. And I was there, Dave. But no, my winner of the week. I've been playing some Football Manager, and I'm going to just say one word, and we'll get to it later. Winner of the week is The Pursuit, and we'll just leave it at that.
Right,
One word. He's going to say one word. The Pursuit.
The Pursuit.
Yeah.
The Pursuit.
2 words, sports washing.
My winner of the week is me and my under-8s football team. We had our first competitive trophy event of the year. Sorry,
playing or?
No, I was coaching, Mad. I'm a coach.
Right,
I'm a
okay,
real-life
sorry.
manager. And we played 5-a-side today. I played a libero at the back, 2 Mazzalas in midfield, and a pressing forward. And we didn't lose a game
That's
in
4.
5 games. Yeah, we got a goalkeeper as well, Joe.
You
They normally
didn't say
come
that.
as well.
You didn't
Two
say that.
goals.
He just plays. I don't give him any instructions. Yeah, we played 5 games. We won 4. We drew 1. All of the teams bar 1 was in the league above. And we won the trophy. So, yeah, really happy with that. So that's 2 trophies in 2 seasons. Yeah, Tottenham fans won't know what that is. Right, let's jump on to losers of the week. It's a Tottenham podcast. Let's jump on to losers of the week. Dave, who's your loser of the week, and why is it mad?
It's not mad. Although it could be if he wants to. No, I'll probably say me. And like you alluded to earlier, I was probably too nice yesterday evening. I went for some drinks with my friends. I didn't want it to be late because I had to be up early today, which is Sunday. Ended up staying out much later than I thought. As we were leaving a club, a girl was on the floor, pretty much passed out. No friends.
And Dave
no
took
mobile.
advantage.
No, wrong.
And Dave lost his virginity.
No, really. And me and my friends.
He changed to
stayed with her.
attacking.
Yeah, we tried to sort out an emergency service. They didn't give a shit, and we ended up being stood with her for 3 hours until someone could give her a power bank to charge her phone. So I didn't get in till 6:30 a.m. on a Sunday morning. So I am the loser of the week. I'm a nice guy, but I'm never doing that again.
So if anyone out there's got a medal, please post it to Dave.
Yeah, thank you very
I
much.
think he deserves
Thank you.
one.
What was she?
What was she?
Like 1 to 10.
No, we're not doing this.
Drunkenness. No, drunkenness he was getting at.
Oh,
How
sorry.
drunk
Oh,
was
yeah.
she?
No, she
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like paralytic,
Mate.
mate. She
What
could
the fuck
barely.
do you think we do on this
No,
podcast?
my
11.
goodness.
Okay, Joe, who's your loser of the week?
Francis Ngannou.
Oh,
No, do you know what? No. Tyson Fury.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, Ngannou's earned a lot of money from that, but Fury looks like a mug now, right?
Well, the fact, yes and no, it is annoying because before the fight, he said AJ will knock him out in the first round. So he kind of give himself a bit of credibility by going, well, I called it, it'd be early.
Yeah.
But he also said, I hit him flush and he didn't move. I hit him with an elbow and he didn't move.
Okay. And Joshua
And then
hit him with
AJ's
a couple of
chin
shots.
checked him, bent
Nice.
him up like a fucking ironing board.
Okay, well, on that reference, my loser of the week is me because I fell asleep before the main event.
Oh, mate, I don't blame you. Fucking thing was on from like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, no, I was trying to watch. I fell asleep during the Parker fight. So I don't know how far off that was before the main event, but yep, fell asleep. I had Jonathan Ross on one and that on the other, and yeah,
No wonder you fell asleep.
To be fair, they had Littler on it, so I was quite excited for that, and I didn't get to it. So, yeah. Matt, who's your loser of the week?
That's a good probably segue because my loser of the week is me. Lads, I don't really follow darts. Yeah, very negative. I don't really follow darts. I don't really watch boxing, UFC. Even when it's Super Bowl time, I don't really follow NFL. So I feel like I don't have as much to contribute when we don't talk about football or Football Manager. I did watch the rugby yesterday, but less said about that, the better.
And this is why we're replacing Mad. We've got nothing in common.
Bye.
Okay, Mad, take it away. Talk to us about your save update. Let's be a bit more positive. I can't wait to hear that you've won the Champions League and you've won our bet. So go on, tell me all about it. I've had a lot of people reference this, by the way, Mad.
Even I've had it as well, Dupe. There's, it's a real thing now. This Champions League competition we've got going on. The problem is since we spoke about that last in the pod, I hadn't actually played a whole lot of FM. The good news is though I managed to get quite a good bit of FM played in the last few days. Last time we spoke, so this is the Ike save, of course, in Sweden. Last time we spoke, I was about halfway through the second season, which is going quite well, top of the league. This is halfway through season 4. Apologies. We had won the league 3 times in a row, and top of the league halfway through the 4th season. But that's when something big had happened. You may remember I sold a player that I've rarely mentioned on this podcast, which is Jonah Kusi Asar.
Never heard of
40 million to Dortmund. So at one point, I think I mentioned it before, we had about 70 million in the bank, in the transfer budget for a Swedish club. So it's all getting a bit silly in terms of the money situation. But that said, can't just go out and buy anyone. The players we'd brought in came from, one was Can Uzun, I think I mentioned him, and the other was Mika Marmal. They were both from like second tier of their respective countries. So players of that quality in the Swedish league, in addition to the likes of Gustavo Sa, in addition to some of some really good centre backs that I've brought in. And I replaced Jonah with 2 strikers. There was one who was already at the club. He'd returned from a loan. His name is Noel Sergel, and another guy I brought in, Dennis Gould, both Swedish. Between them, they basically replaced Jonah's goals. In particular, the first guy, Sergel. By the time the season finished, 29 goals in 35 games across all competitions. He scored 3 hat-tricks in the opening 10 games. Came out of nowhere. I didn't even really rate this guy when he was out on loan because it was all about Jonah. Goul, who was the other guy I brought in, had like 11 goals in 25 odd games. So we ended up winning the league with 4 games to spare. So that's 4 seasons in a row. Now, I might come back to that because the league is starting to get a bit, as the Scots lads would say, it's pish easy. Because it is getting a little bit easy. And the problem with that is because the way the league runs from February to November, it's almost like now we're just beating through the league to get to the Champions League. But of course, Dupe, that's where your ears prick up, right? We got the Champions League fixtures. You heard me. You heard me. We got the Champions League fixtures. So I got into the league stage again, which is great. Good for the coefficients, good for the money. Couple of tricky fixtures, I suppose, and the ones that weren't that tricky, you actually didn't do great in. So, Dupe, you'll enjoy this. We lost the opening game to Young Boys of Switzerland 4-2, and that was at home. Then we drew with Genk, I think that was away, and we lost to Roma 2-1, which was quite narrow. And then, as narrative would have it, I think I tweeted about this. We were drawn against Dortmund, and that was away in the, what do we call it? The Westfalen Stadion. Or the Signal Iduna, whatever you want to call it. Jonah started that game for Dortmund because, what's his name? Haller was out, and I think Adeyemi had a knock or something. So Jonah starts against his old club, not even a few months after moving for 40 million. And he doesn't score. He doesn't assist. And we won the game 4-3 after being down, turned it around. I think we were 3-2 down, and we won with an 87th minute winner or something like that. So that's good because that brought us back into the important places for the Champions League group, whatever the hell you want to call it. Then we went on and we lost to Nice, again 2-1. So that wasn't very nice. And then just today, we were playing Union Berlin. We went 1-0 up, but then we got a red card. And I went, you know what? This is all falling in Dupe's favour here. And then we ended up winning 2-0 somehow. I made a few tweaks tactically and all that, kind of tried to lock it down a bit. And then we broke on the counter in the second half and won that game 2-0. So as it stands, out of those 8 games in the league, we've played 6. We are about 4 or 5 places inside that top 24 with 2 games left. However, and Dupe, again, you'll be happy to hear those 2 games are against Arsenal, who are top of the Champions League as it stands, and Benfica, who are like 8th or 9th. And it's going to be tough to get out this time. This is probably, even though I don't think it's the hardest fixtures we've had in the Champions League, after 3 seasons of Champions League football, we've probably just not done the best, I guess. Positively, though, we have a ton of money to spend now that we're obviously finished the season in the league. It's going to be a question of who we can actually bring in, and that probably ties me back to my winner of the week. I did tweet out a player yesterday who I'd been chasing for a while, maybe a season and a half. His name is Max Nilsson. He's Swedish. Again, as I mentioned before, we want to try and bring in Swedish players if we can. Not limited to it, but if they're there, we're going after them. And this is where we go back to our famous discussion of the pursuit and that article that Joe wrote for the Byline, which is still very much relevant. I'd been scouting loads of games. We'd actually looked at Stuttgart in some of the European fixtures and bigging him up in the media, all that kind of stuff. He had no interest originally when we were looking at him. And it's interesting because he moved from, like when you start the game, when you load up a new save, he starts in Sweden. I think it's Landskrona or something like that. But in-game he moved to Stuttgart. But he had a 6.75 release clause. So the fee is fine. The player is Swedish. He just didn't want to go. And I can tell you now, this is hot off the press because it happened today. Finally went along, waited a few months, and I assume because our Champions League is okay, we've just won the league. His agent said, "Oh, he might be interested. So we made the bid. He was looking for slightly higher wages than most of my players would be on. The highest wages I was paying per week was about 23 grand. Joe's enjoying that, not the darts.
9 data, mate.
I called a 9 data at the start.
You called it.
I saw Joe's fingers go up like this with 9 fingers up, and I was like,
holy smoke. And I just clicked onto him and see him at double 12. We're a darts podcast now.
I do know what a 9 darter is, at least.
Pretty fucking self-explanatory, isn't it?
He threw 9 darts at someone.
Done it in 12.
I wouldn't do it in 12. So anyway, we managed to get into contract talks, which was the first time this had happened. Our highest paid player, I think, was about 23,000 a week, which is vastly higher than anyone else in Sweden. I think the standard would be probably about 15, 16 would be the highest in that league, but obviously I've got the cash to spare. He ended up, he asked for 32, managed to bring it down to about 26, and threw in a few different clauses and international cap bonus and all that kind of stuff. And literally as of today, he's agreed to sign. Now, the problem is, and again, I'll go back to you, Duke, because you'll like this. He's a DM. He's rock solid. I tweeted out his profile. We might even put it up, Dave, on screen. He arrives in on February the 1st or 2nd because of the window. Do you think those 2 games against Arsenal and Benfica will be done before that? Of course they will. So a good player that we won't have. Story of my life as a Newcastle fan. But anyway, that's where we are.
So, I mean, we're not going to talk about the elephant in the room, though, Matt, at all.
The darts?
No, because I can scroll up the chat. We've got a
His
chat.
letterbox.
Yeah, his letterbox. I can scroll up the chat and we can talk about something that you put in the chat. Is that still a thing or is that not a thing now? Because you know what I'm referencing here.
Yeah. I think I put in the chat that I was having a save dilemma. And I still am, lads. And it's...
I know we had bants about the Champions League, but my league is so easy. I'm contemplating starting a new save.
Man, I think what you should do is...
Man the fuck up and win it.
No. If you want to get through your save quicker and you think the league is genuinely like a doddle, just get an instant result skin and just instant result all the league games.
The skin I'm using actually has one, but I've never used it because I obviously play every game. Yeah, I wish. The thing is, like... The league is easy because obviously now financially I'm way ahead. So like the caliber of player I can bring in, even though, as I said, like when you're setting your player search filter and you're looking at you're slightly interested or whatever, it's not world beating players at all. And as I said, I am trying my best where I can to stick with Swedish or Scandinavian players, unless the odd player is available. Those 2 players are brought in, which was Can Uzun and Mika Marmal. again, they're really, really, really good players. Probably too good for the Swedish league, but they were both in the second tier of Germany and Spain. So I was like, this could happen. Champions League club comes in for a second tier player. Sure, that's fine. So I'm trying to keep it as realistic as possible. But it is a formality at this point. Like the league I just played, when I won the league, we had 26 games out of 30 played. I had won 3 and lost 1. Last season I lost 1 as well. Now, of course, I could be aiming for unbeaten and all that, or I could say let's see what the record is for number of leagues in a row. But it's starting to feel a little bit I don't know, monotonous, because it's just like it's almost like a formality that I'm going to win the majority of games, and because I'm waiting. If you think about how that runs in terms of the dates and timelines, I'm literally just waiting for Champions League group 12 months, and that's a lot. And it's not that I mean, I do really want to do this challenge with Dupe that we came out with randomly a few weeks ago, but it's just not as much fun, because most of you will know at this stage when I'm playing saves, like, for some reason I prefer that they're a little bit difficult. So it hides that I'm really shit at the game.
Yeah, because my save's easy, by the way.
Yeah, no, fair. But yeah, I don't know. Like, at one point, I really like the squad I have. I really like some of the players. I love bringing in some of these Swedish players. I've just agreed a deal for another Swedish. He's half Swedish, half Danish. He's a new gen at Brøndby, and he's got a media description, wonderkid. He's a centre back. Maybe a right back. 6.5 million. So like, I really like the squad. Really like the save and the project. But yeah, I just like, am I just going to go through and just keep winning the league to go and try in the Champions League? And that's just, I feel like it's just going round and round and round.
So
and with the new data update.
Half Swedish, half Danish.
Yes.
So Sweden.
That's actually, isn't that happened in the World Cup? Was it last year or year before? Like the last, where they played each other and it said Sweden.
Yeah.
And then if you use the letters that are left over, it still says Denmark, which is mental. That's a lovely little play on words. There you go, man.
Mind blown here.
Bad when Germany play.
Sweden, yeah, definitely. Okay, let's move a little bit on. But Mad, I think stick with it, man. I think you've got it. You got it. You're gonna do it. You're gonna beat me. It's fine. And we actually haven't heard Joe's perspective on this. We had Dave's, we've had mine, we've had yours. What do you think, Joe? Who would win the Champions League first out of me, in Cirencester, or Mad at his Swedish team?
Neither of you.
There you go. Merry Christmas.
What a great answer.
Joe, you're poorly, right?
Dupe will give up that save before he gets the Champions League, and Mad is shit.
Oh, do you think I'll give up?
Yeah.
Okay.
How have all your saves gone recently?
Let's move on to your save, Joe. Have you been playing much whilst you've been ill, or
not played it once since the fucking last update I done?
Okay, so we'll just swiftly move past you, David.
Yeah, boy.
Penny, talk to me, because it's getting tight between me and you now.
I don't think it is, mate. You're running away with it, and I'm sure you'll have a decent update. I've slowed down a lot in terms of, well, been quite busy the last couple of weeks, but struggled to sort of get through games.
You spent less time on the streets looking after women. You'd be all right, mate. You'd be able to play
exactly,
some.
mate. Yeah. All right. So this week I want to play a lot more of it.
You say that every week, by the way.
No. I finished the 2030 season. So that's my first full season at Bragantino. So I'm still there. In terms of the league, it was okay, but that wasn't my priority. I ended up finishing 4th in the league, way behind Palmeiras, who was still just so much better than everyone else at the moment. I was still a little bit sloppy in terms of some games. I think it was injuries, some poor management from me, I suppose, in some games, just sort of not trying to see games out. But in terms of like overall, sort of looking at my like history as a manager and stuff, still my win percentage there in Brazil is 76%. So, in terms of winning games, we're fine. Obviously, the Sao Paulo championship thing, which we had at the start of the season, didn't quite go to plan. Finished unbeaten in the league phase and then lost in the semi-final of that. The Brazilian Cup, I lost out in the semi-final, which was a mad game, because that's across 2 legs. And I think I told you the other day in the Discord, dude. So I played Palmeiras and I got on a run in the league where I'd not won in 4 games, and I thought, you know what? And this was after the update as well, so I thought maybe my tactics been nerfed a little bit. So I changed the system and I lost 6-1 in that game, and I was like, shit. Second leg, I won 5-1.
Sorry, I wasn't celebrating your win, Dave. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. So I lost 6-1 first leg. I thought, oh, that's it, we're done. And then the second leg, we won 5-1, and we could have actually got it back. It was a ridiculous second leg, really. So that was frustrating, really, Joe.
I just need to community note the podcast and say that Rob Cross isn't the Belgian darts champion.
Would you like to change your win of the week, Joe?
Yeah. There we go.
Major edit.
So yeah, I mean, in terms of the cup, that was a mental game, to lose out 7-6 on aggregate overall. But the Copa Libertadores is obviously the main thing, and I was a little bit frustrated with that. We lost out in the second round against the Estudiantes. We lost 2-1 away in the first leg. We were in the game. We did really well. Second leg back at home, we smashed them. We were so good. We went 1-0 down very early on. It sort of gave us a mountain to climb, but we scored 2 goals. Looked really, really comfortable, and then it went to penalties. And unfortunately, we lost. Sorry, so Lucas Paqueta missed a penalty. One of my defenders missed a penalty. So basically, their goalkeeper saved it, and then their goalkeeper took the next penalty to score it and won the game. So out of the Libertadores, and at that point, there was still a good third of the season still to go. I'm like, and that's probably why the last week or so I played it a lot slower, because I'm sort of now know that if I'm going to stay in Brazil, I had to finish the season. I'm going to have to go for another pre-season, start that Sao Paulo thing again before I can even look at the new Copa Libertadores campaign. And I've kept my eyes on other jobs, whether it be in Asia or going across to North America. But at the moment, I'm fairly satisfied. I think I'm going to stick with the system that I had been using, the 4-4-2, and build a better squad. But I need to find the balance, and I'm still sort of tweaking my strategy in terms of transfers. A couple of weeks ago, I said I was getting bids coming in for more experienced players or better players, and I was thinking more long-term and saying, yeah, right, I'll sell you. But in reality, I just need to build the strongest possible squad I can now. A lot of the players, as you know, in Brazil have release clauses. I'd lost my number one goalkeeper halfway through the season, so I brought in a young lad from Chile who's a decent goalkeeper. I'm hoping a good full pre-season. He should kick on. But then in terms of transfers last year, I made some interesting signings. Obviously, Paqueta came in at the start of the season. I brought in a lad called Ricardo Mateus in. Actually was at Leeds in game. I think IRL he plays for International in Brazil. So he's in game, good player, Ricardo Mateus. So I got him in from Leeds on loan. He scored me 27 goals, so I've triggered a purchase clause on him, so he's joining permanently. A couple of new gens, Galeno as well, who obviously Joe's a fond fan of on FM as well, and Rafinha as well. So the current Barca winger, he's 34 now, so obviously not quite where he used to be, but physically still okay. And then I've got a deal agreed to bring Gerson in on a free. Really good central midfielder, can play out wide as well if we need to. I'm looking at Joe Linton as well. So again, all these players are a lot older, but Joe Linton's actually not a bad ball winning midfielder, which is what I need, and obviously quite fit, but he's lost a yard of pace, so I'm and ahhing about that one at the moment. But I've just got to try next season, just go for it. I've got over 50 million in my budget. I've got players leaving. I've got Artur, who's been sat in my team for the last season and a half. I've barely given him a kick. He's on 50 grand a week, so he'll go. Brenner's still doing the business. He grabbed me 33 goals in all competitions this season. So yeah, it's just trying to get the balance and of the team and see where we go from there. But this summer's going to be big. Well, I say summer, January in the Brazil, the preseason. So this preseason,
Southern Hemisphere is summer to them, to be fair.
Yeah. And see where we go. But hopefully on the next pod, I'll have got, the first half of the season done at least, and we'll see where we are as a team. But I am still keeping my eye on other jobs just in case. My reputation's 4.5 stars. I think my coaching badges are pretty much maxed out now. So in terms of jobs, I should be able to walk into other jobs. And overall, if you include my time in South Africa as well, win percentage as a manager is 72%. So we've got a pretty decent CV.
Do you get many offers, Dave? Like just coming your way without?
I don't think I've been offered a single job throughout the save, unless I've applied for it. I was linked with the Everton job when I was in South Africa, but I don't think they offered it to me or offered me an interview. But yeah, I've not been offered anything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I get quite a few in mine. I was just curious because obviously after a few seasons, like most of mine have come from Germany, the odd come Italian clubs. I had Napoli come in, but yeah, I feel like there's more offers randomly coming than usual without any links or without any speculation.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I've not had anything, to be fair. I've been keeping my eye, like I said, I've been keeping my eye on the situation. I mean, I'm just looking now. There's a few J League jobs available. Spurs, funnily enough, Dupe as well, which I'm sure you'll talk about. So yeah, but I think I'm going to stick with these at the moment and see what happens. Just need a good preseason. Some funny new gen names coming through though, by the way. I mean, I'm just looking at my scouting screen now. Michael Bolton playing for Manchester United. I've seen.
Why is that funny?
Good singer, isn't he? Yeah,
right.
Just shitting out names. So, and very good. I will look at as well Robert Ramsack. You know, we spoke about him a few weeks ago. The lad played for Leipzig. He said basically Brazil was a shithole. He'd come up as a suggestion again, so I might have a look at him bringing him back in.
This might be
too soon. Me so much.
Not necessarily funny, but you know, I just.
No, it's just. No, God, I literally got tears in my eyes. So that's good.
I was going to ask, but dude, maybe you could come up in your save update. What was this about Irish Dave as a party?
So
we'll talk about it shortly.
I have seen that before on someone else's save that I was English and had a second nationality of Irish. I don't know.
He's been shagging about.
Yeah. I don't know how that was a thing. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, that moves quite quickly on to my save then. We're going to get to Cirencester really quickly, but I will just quickly update you on my penny as you referenced it a couple of times. I went to South Africa. I won with Orlando Pirates. They took me 2 seasons, mind. It was tough. You just have so limited amount of time just to actually get into that Champions League. And if you miss that boat, then you kind of just go away a whole season. So managed to get there. I left as soon as I won it. I think I was in the Discord with Joe and I was like, should I play to the rest of the season or should I just leave? And a job come up for Monterrey in Mexico, which was the team that beat us in the final last time when we were Chivas. So I was like, we just go there. And we won it instantly. I honestly don't think over the course of the 2 seasons that I was there, we dropped many points in the league at all. They had a monster up front that just was like 6 foot. I'm trying to find him now. He's like 6'5". He had a finishing of like 17, composure of 17, pace of 17, and acceleration of 17. And we just clipped the ball over the top. He ran on and he scored. And it was just a cheat code. I'll be honest, an absolute cheat code. But we were there for like 18 months, and we then beat America in the final, which was nice because that was the team that we won it with last time we did the Pentagon Challenge, with a certain somebody, English striker, that we picked up to play up front for us to pair up with that chap. Chap that's just been at Getafe for a bit, back to Manchester United. I'll be honest, mate, don't like it. It is what it is. He's a player in the game. He's won me the Champions League because he scored 2 goals in the final. And that's that. So we
you got us Solskjaer's, mate.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, awkward. They all looked every time they kept saying Mason. He kept saying Mason.
Oh, right with it. I still not.
Was that on the overlap?
Yeah, and then Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher's fucking bumholes kept squinting.
I'll be honest. He played 20 games for me. He scored 9 goals. 2 of them were in the final. So I will take. I'll take that. We then left Mexico. Just went unemployed, and it was summer. It was just start of May, and there's a few jobs going around. One being the Bayern Munich job, one being the Tottenham job, and I was instantly offered both of them. Like interviews for both. I went to both of them. Napoli then came up, so I went and had a little look at Napoli. I got offered the Bayern job, who recently didn't win the Bundesliga because RB Leipzig won it, and I got offered the Tottenham job, who last season finished 7th in the Premier League. Bayern Munich had 14 million and a very old squad that had not a lot of money in it to sell. Tottenham had 254 million pounds transfer budget with some pretty good talent in the squad, some good youngsters, plus some players that we know already. So I took that job. I took the job. We got a bit of fun with them, and I haven't it continue. So that's literally it. We're at Tottenham to go and win our final one. Try and win them their first ever Champions League. In the save, they have won a Europa League, and that is it. Nothing else. So I'd be intrigued to see whether I can do that.
I love how you kind of gave some smack talk to Tottenham fans earlier in the pod, and now you've announced that you're the Spurs manager in your save. It's good.
They do fuck all.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, fair.
I'm going to try and break the curse, but every chance I won't. Let's move over to the Siren Tester, which, do you know what? Yeah, we've just been flying through this. This save is just insane. How fun it is, and how some of these results and some of these fixtures that we're picking up are just mental. So I can't remember where we left off last week, but we're in the Vanarama National South at the moment. Really tough league. We've got some big teams like Yeovil, for example, who are such a good team. We've got such a massive balance as well. And we've got teams like Billericay, Bath City. So these are teams that have been in that national league. So there's some good teams here. And we've played quite well. We've had some good FA Cup runs as well. We did lose just before our first FA Cup game. We lost 7-3 to bottom of the league. We were doing quite well. This is middle of October. We lost 7-3 to bottom of the league. We then went and played League 2 Bradford City, who are flying in League 2, and we beat them 6-2 at home, which is mental, right? Absolutely nuts. But we beat them 6-2. Again, just plodding along in the Vanarama National. We're sat third, second, but always behind Yeovil. Yeovil have been miles ahead, just winning every game, and just really difficult to catch. Only one go up, 6 in the playoffs, and then we'll see how we get it from there. We then played MK Dons, the franchise, in the second round of the FA Cup, away at Stadium NK. We booked out the little suite that we had last time, and we beat them 6-2 as well. MK Dons, League 1 MK Dons, so they are flying in League 1. We have Vanarama National South. Let's not forget that. We beat them 6-2, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'll be honest, what the fuck? That was November. December, we did not lose a game at all in the league, in the FA Trophy. We won every single game. We played some big teams like Dulwich Hamlet, who have one of the biggest budgets in the league. So that's awesome. We then went into January, FA Cup third round. We played Championship Brentford, who were top of the Championship. We played them away. I'd like to have got a bigger tie, I won't lie, because they've only got a small ground. They're only double what we've got. Their sellout is about 10,000, I believe. So it was tight. But we lost 3-0, which was a shame. But I think it was kind of like we're never going to beat Championship side. So we did lose 3-0. We played quite well. They were 2-0 up after 30 minutes. We really gave it to them. We then pushed at the end, and they scored in the 88th minute, which meant that we did lose. We earned a lot of fucking money, though. Like, we earned a lot of money. We are now close to £1 million in the Vanarama National South, which is awesome. We then went and played Oldham in the FA Trophy, 4th round. Oldham are a National League side. They're second in the National League, so it's going to be a really tough game for us. We beat them 9-1. Like, we beat them 9-1. It's just utterly bizarre how we just played awesome. Like, totally, totally awesome. Around this time, we picked up a young player that, well, he's actually really, really old. I don't know why I called him a young player, but he used to play for Manchester United. Nick Powell. Do you remember that chap?
Yeah.
We picked him up. Yeah, great player. He turned up. We're paying him a fortune. He literally got injured after day one, and he's played 1 game and 2 appearances off the bench, but he did score a banger.
Does he have really good set pieces? Am I dreaming that he's got very good set pieces?
You are dreaming, yeah. He's not. He's
long
not
shots.
got much.
I thought he's got something to say.
I mean, he's his long shots are 12. So yeah, probably for this level they're quite high. I'll be honest, but he does have the player traits of argues with officials, winds up opponents, and also attempts overhead kicks, which is just mental for a guy that's got flair. I didn't know he had a flair of 15 until I just looked. So yeah, we've been battling with Yeovil at the top of the league, and Yeovil have had a bit of a collapse in kind of January and February. For some reason, we played so many games in December and they didn't, and then they played a load of games in January and we didn't play that many. But we won all our games in January, beating teams quite comfortably. And then we jumped into February. We actually lost to Chelmsford away 4-3, which is a mental result again. And we find ourselves in the middle of February, the top of the Vanarama National League South. So this would be back to back to back. We are 1 point ahead of Yeovil. We've got 12 games to go. We have to play Yeovil as well, which is away. Unfortunately, we did lose at home. But apart from Yeovil, we play Billericay, who are third, and that's it. Everyone else is relatively straightforward. So I'd like to think we've got an easier run in. If we beat Yeovil, I would like to think that we would go up if we keep our form in the way that we're playing. We got some awesome players. We got a young new gen called James Kamara from Swansea, who just seems to know where the goal is. At the moment, he's got 24 appearances, 24 goals in the league, and 4 assists, and he just scores goals. It is nuts. And he is an absolute dream to have on, and we're trying to get him in for next season. We've had to change our tack a little bit because we're only allowed 6 loans. So we've been loaning quite a lot in previous seasons, and we're only allowed 6 now. One issue that we have had all season is the first signing we made at the start of the season was we went and chucked all of our money into a left back. Sounds ridiculous, but he was awesome for us the year before. He got injured. He broke his ankle in the first game of the season after scoring our opening goal in the Vanarama National League South. He was out for 9 months. We then brought another left back in to obviously cover him. He got injured and he was out for 6 months. So we just seem to have a curse at left back. But apart from that, everything's pretty solid. We got a young chap called James Carragher. If I put a picture in, he's a spitting image of his dad. I've used that joke a few times on stream, to be fair. He is actually Jamie Carragher's son. And as soon as I found that out, he hasn't played since. But apart from that, yeah, we haven't really got anyone else stand out that people would really know. But yeah, we've been having real good fun. And I think early part of this week, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll have the rest of the season done. We'll know where we are. And potentially, we could find ourselves in the National League.
And would that change? Do you know how you've been going? I mean, first of all, I hope you don't get promoted. So fingers crossed.
Thanks, mate.
You're welcome. But if you were to get promoted, let's say, or even not, like so far between each season, you've had to basically overhaul the squad, everyone out, everyone in. You were doing a lot of trials, all that kind of stuff. Is that already kind of coming to an end of the players you're signing? Like, you know, you're going to have them for a while because you mentioned, let's say, you spent that much on the left back. He's obviously going to be there if you continue on.
No, so we've got I think I've got 5 players who are players that are signed on for till the end of next season.
Okay.
The rest of my team are signed on to the end of this season. We kind of had a bit of a chat in stream about it, and I was like, look, when do we start doing this? You know, at the end of the day, we're chucking all of our money into just trying to get promoted every season. When do we start trying to build the facilities, building what we're doing? And a couple of people, I mean, even Joe said, like, just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing until it stops, and then start trying to work something out. But at the moment, I don't kind of want to change a plan that's winning. It's a bit strange that the cohesion is so good at the start of each season. But when you do look at our kind of starts, they are all a bit slow. For example, this year, 4 draws in a row, and then we started winning. Season before, you know, it was wins and losses, but I'd like to think if we can just keep doing it, we will get there eventually. But it is fucking hard. I'll have to admit, it is hard making a team every single season because it is just, you are punting, and there's some of them we're just taking half-hearted guesses. We'll trial them, and then people are getting interested, and then we have to put an offer in for them, and we just have to hit and hope, and kind of we can only see a little bit of their attribute range and kind of assume, well, if they've got that good, then we'll take them. The loans are a bit good because you can just take them on loan, and after 28 days you can just cancel the loan, or you just don't play them. You can have as many loans as you want, but you can only have 5 or 6 in the matchday squad. So we just loan as many, and you can get someone like £0 a week. Loan them. If they're shit, just don't play them. And then after like a month, the manager goes, "Oh, well, you're not playing him as much as I wanted to. All right, take him back then." And then he takes him back. So you can do those little things, but all you're doing there is you're then just hurting the reputation of yours. So like if it's Sheffield Wednesday, for example, I then can't go to Sheffield Wednesday again because they'll go, "Hang on, you didn't treat my last guy very good, so you're not going to treat this guy very good." So it is tricky. But it's very, very fun. I'm really enjoying it. I really am. A lot more than I thought I would, to be honest. So yeah, I'm chuffed to bits, really. And hopefully we'll know at the next pod where to we are.
Dave, how have we ended up in a situation where he's challenging you for the Penty and he's challenging me for this Champions League? Like,
I got no life.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely beat me on the penalty. He'll definitely beat me.
To be fair, I am Spurs, and I'm quite busy at the moment, so I don't think I'm going to play much of it recently. But I need to. I'm not even in the Champions League, so I've got 3 seasons before I can even win it. And it's Spurs.
Why have you joined them then?
Just to give you a chance.
Spurs
No, I'm
podcast.
joking. I'm joking. I actually think I shouldn't have joined them. I think I should have waited, let somebody join Bayern, and it kind of let the merry-go-round. But they've got some good players. They've got a lot of money in the transfer budget. I think this year we could do a good job, and then we'll just see. We don't have to stay there. It might just be that we kind of spend some money, have a bit of fun, and just see what happens. So we'll see.
They're available on mine at the moment. Pep's the favourite, but they've finished 8th in the. Well, I say that it's mid-season, isn't it? And they're 8th in the Prem at the moment. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah,
Fair play.
I'm not tempted.
No, not tempted at all.
Nope.
Okay, sweet. If you're not tempted, Dave, can you do me a favour?
Yeah.
I think we have got time for the Wonder Kid of the Week, which we barely ever do, by the way. I'm going to leave it to you because I've just spoke a lot there. My voice is hurting already. So I'll hand over to you, mate.
Yeah, we've not done the Wonder Kid. Adventure to Wonder Kid Land, I should say, for a while. So this week's Adventure to Wonder Kid Land takes us over to France, where 18-year-old Desire Douy is in his second full season with the Rennes first team and has already picked up 3 goals and 4 assists in just 900 minutes of football in Ligue 1. Described by Harry Brooks as a player with superb rhythm, a rarity for forwards his age is to never appear rushed and to always have more time and space than others. Douy is in the 90th percentiles for non-penalty goals, shots on goal, shot-created actions, progressive carries, successful take-ons, and progressive passes received in the final third. Clearly shown his attacking prowess, but also widely praised for his defensive contribution and persistence in closing down and defending from the front. Little wonder Real Madrid are rumoured to be considered a summer transfer bid. We know they like to collect talented midfielders these days. So let's have a look at him in FM24.
Can I just say Harry Brooks sounds like a boring cunt?
Yeah.
Who is Harry Brooks? Yeah.
He's
progressive carries. Nonce.
I don't know. He did. I didn't put all that in, but he is a. He's a lot of coaching consultant. Coaching consultant.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
Who provided the screenshot?
We've had it in there a few weeks.
No. I just love the French badge on the thing.
Because it's a cock.
Yeah,
but I just think it's nice. It's a nice, strong bit of. Yeah, it's nice.
Cock.
I like it.
Cock.
Yeah.
And I don't have that, so I might have to have a good one. Yeah, I don't have a good one now.
So
good player though. Let's be honest. Let's go for this. I mean, Joe, you recommended this guy quite a while back, right? You wrote a nice little piece about it quite a while back, and we just haven't used it. Yeah, this is actually your guy. This is the one that
Matt deleted it by accident.
Yeah, it was the one that Matt deleted.
I deleted it. Yeah, I deleted it.
Any proof of that?
Well, the proof he deleted it. Yeah. But no, he's a good player. I like him a lot. Very strong. Very big.
He's a good player.
He's
He was in Dave's Wonder Kid video from like 3 years ago.
Was it? Look at that.
You remember these Wonder Kids better than I do, to be fair.
It's me, mate.
He probably gave
always thinking about the kids.
You don't remember any of the shit content you used to churn out, Dave. Let's be honest.
He didn't get paid for it, did he? Fuck Squawker.
Oh, fuck them.
No, they did pay. They paid very well, but then they just let me go because they probably realised that I wasn't worth their money. So,
mate, send him that video. Look, fucking recommended this cunt, didn't I?
Yeah.
Look at him now.
Luckily.
But he's one of those because Dave, like that was when 2 years ago. He's been around for a while. He's still
probably died for a couple of years.
True.
I tell you, it's probably still got WeStream FM fucking logos on it.
But like considering he's only 18 now, I feel like like I've known about him in an FM context for a couple of years now, so it just kind of shows you.
He was dog
kind
shit
of
when
forget.
Dave recommended him.
Well, that makes sense.
Was it FN22? Was it? Or
Let's have a look.
Could be.
FM was 23 to be fair.
how was it?
Oh,
I started last year's game then. So, yeah.
Oh, that sounds shit, doesn't it? Never mind.
But he's. I think in some of the early, like maybe last year's FM, if not done before, I think he would have been more of an advanced player or an advanced forward, or even could have played up front. But it definitely looks like his career path is going to be in a deeper role. His natural role in game is like advanced playmaker, represented by 14 passing, 15 dribbling, 15 first touch, 14 technique. Like again, 18 years old as we look at it, and it's probably going to be on the screen. Really, really good player. He's not rapid fast, but again, at that age, he's just it's serious attributes and quite a high price. It's probably reflective of that too.
Oh, it was on our YouTube, Joe, rather than the score one. Sorry, is that what you said?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I think this is becoming more of a common thing in modern football at the moment. Footballers especially central midfielders that want to pick the ball up from deep and run forward with it, and rather than being like a number 10. And I think he's got that good dribbling, obviously the first touch technique, and then you look at obviously he's got the flair and then the trait as well, uses outside of the foot. So I don't know if I've seen many of those animations this year in the match engine. Or the Trivellas.
I haven't seen that much, but yeah, maybe in the Swedish league, probably not as likely to see as many of them. Let's be real.
I just love a midfielder that's got 14. Like I just love that his vision, technique, and passing is just so balanced. Yeah. And that flair 15 would always kind of get him out of shit with 15 dribbling. I do very much like him.
For a kid of 18 and to have the mentals as good as that as well. Positioning obviously low, but
we often talk about the determination attribute, because you've often said it, Dave, it can be fixed or not fixed, but like his personality is fairly determined, and you've got a 15 attribute in there, so it's good chances that's probably locked in. That's going to make a huge difference particularly for midfield.
Yeah, Just looking on my save now.
Oh my god, he's terrible on my save.
Yeah, he's not that great on mine either. To be fair,
he's at Tigres.
Yeah, he's at Stuttgart on mine, and he's not starting at all.
If he's had a bump, he's had a bump since that, because that was before the update, I think.
Oh yeah, fair point. That's how long ago it was.
He looks still like a really, really. I'm going to skate him Sky for Bragantino. He looks a really, really good player, just not playing football. So he left.
The AI have just, as usual, made a bold.
He played quite a lot of Rennes, but never good average ratings. And then he just moved to Stuttgart for 3.2 million, and in half a season he's not started a game. So, but he still looks really, really solid.
Awesome. Okay, well there you go. There's one to watch, everybody. Mad, we've got time for a quick quiz.
Sadly, let's do a quiz. I have a football manager quiz that I have thrown together. We spoke a lot about attributes just now, which is going to be relevant because this is a bit of an attributes quiz. I have 8 questions in front of me, plus a tiebreaker if needed. We're basically going to be looking for some players that match up to specific attributes that I might be asking you. We're looking at top 5 leagues, so keep that in mind. And we'll start with question 1. Maybe we'll just go around the table because it works nicely. I've got Dupe's name written down first, so you get to go first, Dupe.
Can't wait.
So, first question. Bar Harry Kane, who has 19 finishing. I'm not asking for all 6 of these, by the way. I'm asking for one. Only 6 players in FM24 from the top 5 leagues have 18 finishing. Can you give me one?
I can give you one, but I'm not sure I can give you a player.
Hello.
Letterbox.
Ha! Reference.
Erling Haaland.
Erling Haaland is incorrect. We'll go to
Over.
Dave.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, apologies. It's correct.
Oh.
Fucking hell, it's not difficult.
FM, quizzes, and mad. One word puts them together.
No.
Right.
I actually have it in a sheet and it was written over. Haaland gets you a point. On to Dave.
Same question.
Yeah, so we've got 6 players who have 18 finishing. So basically, Kane is the top.
Yeah.
In the top 5 leagues, he has 19. But bar Kane, only 6
Ling
players have 18.
Haaland.
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski is correct. Gets you a point. Goes over to Joe.
Lisandro Martinez.
You mean
Mil-
Lautaro?
Latora.
No, the defender, mate.
Both.
That's what I meant.
I can tell you neither are correct. So no points. Back to Dupe.
I'm going to take a punt at my boy, Big Victor Osimhen.
Victor Osimhen gets you a point. He has 18 finishing indeed. Dave.
Mbappe.
Mbappe is not one of the 18. One of the
Sure,
16.
you want to check? You want to check again? Or...
No, I'm sure. Joe.
Top 5 leagues.
Top 5 leagues, yeah.
You're not gonna
Mohamed
answer.
Salah.
Is not on the list.
Oh.
Back to Dupe.
It's entertaining, this.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it? I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with
It's easy when you've got it written down. No, it's not.
No, it's not. I was gonna go with Matey Boy, but he's not in top 5. I'm gonna have to pass, man, until I can think of some more, mate, because I'm struggling here.
So I'll do one more round and then I can throw you some clues. You want to pass, Dupe? We'll go to Dave.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass, mate. I don't...
No problem. Dave?
Griezmann.
Incorrect. Joe? He's either thinking hard or asleep.
Gonzalo Ramos.
Shout.
It's not Gonzalo Ramos. Right,
Sure.
I'm going to throw you a clue, lads. 100% sure. I have 2 players in the Premier League and 1 in Serie A.
Syria? That's not top 5 league.
Oh, okay. Can I go? Is it my turn next?
Yeah, go on.
Dupe, go for it. You can shout your name, lads.
Okay. I'll go for Romelu Lukaku.
Romelu Lukaku is correct. Gets you a
I
point.
was going to say him, but I think.
I just can't think of it. That's the only striker I can think of in that.
So we now have 2
Premier League.
in the Prem with 18 finishing.
Dave.
Dave.
Son.
Oh, good shout.
Great shout. Son Heung-min gets you a point. Great shout indeed. And one more for Joe.
I don't fucking care.
Danny Ings. I don't know, man. You just have to give us a clue, man.
This one is straight out of This is straight out of FM.
Oh, wait. It's going to be a fucking Newcastle player, isn't it?
Oh, Callum Wilson, mate. Go, Callum Wilson.
Of course it's fucking
Callum Wilson.
Newcastle. As soon as he opened his fucking trap, mate.
It's not my fault that they've given him 18 finishing. It's standard FM behaviour for Callum Wilson. Gets Dupe the point, I suppose.
I don't want
Dupe,
the point.
Dupe.
Give it to Joe. Don't need that.
I don't fucking want it.
I'll have
It's
it.
fucking obvious. I was just going, football manager, quizzes, mad. Oh, and Newcastle United. That links
Got
in
to
with the deal.
include Newcastle.
I'm fairly sure that's the... Oh, well, actually, maybe not. We'll see. Next question. Bar Kevin De Bruyne, who has Vision 20. Only 3 players in the top 5 leagues have 19 Vision. Dupe.
Well, I mean, since I've had my glasses, I've done pretty good.
Let's go to Joe.
You taking it off me, have you?
No, answer.
No.
think
Give
you're
us an
joking.
answer.
Bruno Fernandes.
Incorrect. Dave.
Tony Cruz.
Oh.
It's a good shout, but it's not correct.
Ah,
Sandro Tonali.
This isn't just Newcastle players. Not correct. No, it's not Sandro Tonali. Tony
Well, he had a
Cruz,
vision
by
on the
way, had
bets.
18. No, not Sandro Tonali. Dupe.
Luka Modric.
Luka Modric is the one to go for. That is correct.
Ah.
Gets you a point. A Dave.
Bernardo Silva.
Incorrect. Joe. Don't say Sean Longstaff.
Rodri.
Shout.
Rodri's incorrect. So I can tell you, I have one Premier League and one Bundesliga. I can also tell you of those two, one is a midfielder and one is a forward, in no particular order.
So
Going round again or
Kimmich.
shout?
Kimmich is incorrect.
Dave. Muller.
Muller is incorrect.
Goretzka.
Goretzka is incorrect.
Odegaard.
Martin Odegaard is correct. 19 vision, which means you are left with a forward from the Bundesliga with 19 vision in FM24.
Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Harry Kane is correct.
Harry Kane.
Harry
Can't
Kane.
Really
see, but he
has
can't
great
fucking
vision.
speak.
Dribbling 20.
Oh boy.
Incidentally, let's move on to dribbling. In the top 5 leagues, only 3 players in FM24 have 19 dribbling attribute. Let's name them, lads.
Saka.
Lukaku.
Incorrect.
Adama.
Incorrect. Sorry, Dupe, I didn't get yours. Adama is incorrect.
Mbappe.
Mbappe
In the
is
Premier League?
incorrect. Top 5 leagues.
Oh, I thought you said Premier League.
Oh, sorry.
I should pay attention to your quizzes.
He should.
Even I don't pay attention to my quiz.
No analysis.
What's his name from Napoli? Cavasciello.
You only get the point if you can say it, Dave.
If I say that, the third she'll start floating in the air.
Cavaradonna.
Yeah.
Kvaratskhelia is correct. 19
Oh,
dribbling
shout.
gets
I'm
you a
happy
point,
with
Dave. Good shout.
Phil Foden?
2 more, lads. Phil Foden is incorrect.
2 more or 1 more?
So there's 2 more. 3 in total. One of them is Kvaratskhelia.
Well, you said Mbappe as well, yeah. So there should be 1 more.
Incorrect.
Oh.
No,
well,
Mbappe's
oh.
incorrect. Sorry.
Oh, right, okay.
Leroy
Oh,
Sane.
Leroy Sané is incorrect. So we're looking for 19 attribute. Mbappe has 18. So does Sané.
Oh, no.
I can tell you, neither of these are strikers, which means they're basically
Winger and
attacking
midfielder.
midfielders, wingers, wide forwards, whatever you want to call them.
Grealish.
Incorrect. I can tell you one of these players plays in the Bundesliga, and the other player is, bless you, Dave, La Liga.
Vinicius Junior.
Shout.
Vinicius Junior is a great shout. Gets you a point, Joe.
Thomas Muller.
Thomas Muller is negative.
Musiala.
Jamal Musiala. That's Joe making it a bit of a comeback.
Talking about Bayern, did you see the Gnabry goal, by the way? Have you seen that?
Haven't
I've
seen
not
it.
seen their goals. I just
Go
saw
and
them
have a
on
little look at that.
47
That is
minutes.
a
I don't watch football.
flyer. It's sick.
Sick. I haven't seen it. This is the last of the multiple ones, and then we're just going
Thanks for that.
to focus in. So, and this, lads, can be a free for all. Shout your name for this one. The next attribute is off the ball. Only 6 players have 18 or above for off the ball in the top 5 leagues in FM24. So I want you to name all of them. Shout your name. So off the ball, 18 or above.
Mbappe.
Haaland.
Haaland is correct. Gets Joe a point. Mbappe is not correct.
Vinicius Junior.
Vinicius Junior is not correct.
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane is not correct.
Osimhen.
Lukaku.
I need that again.
Osimhen Lukaku.
Lukaku and Osimhen.
It's hard.
I said Osimhen.
It's hard
Dave
when you
said
say them
correct.
both. Whoever said Osimhen is getting a point.
Imagine
Thank you.
your accent.
Dupe, that is. How many are left?
So I have 3 left.
Foden.
Lewandowski.
Foden is incorrect. Lewandowski gets Joe a point. So we're looking for 2 more players with 18
Salah.
above. Incidentally, Salah is incorrect. One of these players is the own. Oh, you make it so hard to do a fucking quiz.
So
You make it fucking hard, mate.
Yeah,
we got editors to get this out in about 10 minutes. This is amazing.
That's fine. We can finish after
Leave
this.
it in.
2 more players that have 18 or above for off the ball in the top 5 leagues. One of them has 20 and is the only player with 20 off the ball in the top 5 leagues. The other has 19.
Thomas Muller.
Incorrect.
No.
Dave, Thomas Muller probably isn't in any of these answers.
He was the roundoiter, mate. He could find the space.
True. So one of these players,
Gabriel Martinelli.
not Gabriel Martinelli, but is in the Premier League and has off the ball rating of 20.
Jesus.
Incorrect.
Rashford.
Son?
It is neither Son nor Rashford.
Doku.
It's not Doku.
Grealish.
This player is English.
Foden.
Grealish.
Incorrect for Foden. Incorrect for Grealish.
You said Rashford, do.
Yeah, I said Rashford.
Incorrect.
Bellingham.
Premier League and knob.
Incorrect. Premier League.
Oh.
Conor Gallagher? Sorry, fucking English people.
Incorrect. Same club.
Sterling.
Raheem Sterling.
My next guess was
Ball.
Cole Palmer.
Off the ball, not off the boil.
True that. And the
Okay,
last
sweet.
one is a striker in Serie A. 19 off the ball.
Osimhen, Lautaro,
Incorrect. Incorrect. This is
Lukaku.
an Italian striker.
Balotelli.
Immobile.
Incorrect. Shout.
Fucking hell,
It's on the
Dave.
point, Dave. Well done.
I would have been here till Sunday and I wouldn't have had that.
Right. I'm going to give you one last question.
Fuck for that.
It looks like Dupe is well out ahead. So we can just make this whoever gets this
Ow.
wins.
How? I've just been shouting names. Go on, him. Whoever wins this
Well,
wins
you've
it
got
all.
about 8 correct. It looks like Joe has 5 and Dave has 5. So we can just make this worth 4
This
points.
is worth 5 points. This is worth 5 points.
Right.
Yeah, come on. We'll try and make your quiz entertaining.
Quite simply, I want to know who is the bravest player in the top 5 leagues in FM24, i.e. the only player that has a bravery attribute of 20.
Oh, this is easy. Dupe.
Dupe.
It's a Newcastle player. And it's Tonali.
Incorrect.
Oh, he's very brave with those bets. I just assumed that would be the way.
Dave.
Dave.
Virgil van Dijk.
Oh, good shout.
Incorrect. Joe, it looks like you have your hand raised. It's confusing me because the
Dupe.
Fucking pen.
Dupe.
Martinez.
Incorrect.
Lautaro.
I can tell you this incorrect. This player has been mentioned on the pod already this evening.
Thomas Muller.
Incorrect. This player was mentioned by
McGinn.
one of you. Incorrect. During a save update.
Oh, fuck off. No way. That's bollocks. I'm not answering it. Dave,
Nick
you
Powell.
referenced it. You referenced it, and I'm not
Dave
answering it.
referenced it.
Oh, what? Who he wants to sign?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it had to be a Newcastle player, didn't it?
Michael Bolton. No.
Joe Linton.
Joe Linton. Yeah.
Fuck off.
Joe
man.
Linton. It's the
That is
only player,
bollocks.
incidentally, with a bravery rating of 20.
I tell you what, man. After
And,
that quiz, that was fucking brave, pal.
Well, Dupe, you won the quiz anyway, so
Well, I
congratulations.
didn't, because Dave just got 5 points for it.
We'll just take a draw.
That brings
Last
episode
wins.
343 to a close. You can thank me all later for closing it. You find the links for each of us at the podcast description or by visiting the 5starpotential.com, where you'll find all of our latest Football Manager content, including Mad's quiz, which we cut out of this. 5-Star Potential is available on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, and most of our popular podcast apps and platforms with a new podcast every single week, apart from next week, because we're never going to be back after that quiz. Thank you all for listening. There might be more from us next week. Say goodbye, folks.
Goodbye, folks.
Goodbye, folks.
Goodbye.
R.I.P. the quiz.
Hello. There's only got one ball.